चैप्टर का तुम्हारा नाम है द चैलेंजेज ऑफ द कल्चरल डाइवर्सिटी। कल्चरल डाइवर्सिटी में याद करो हमने आपसे ये बात की थी कि कल्चरल डाइवर्सिटी के पीछे 5-6 रीज़न थे। लास्ट के जो 4 रीज़न थे वो आपको पता था, एक्सप्लॉइटेशन, ह्यूमिलिएशन, सबऑर्डिनेशन एंड एक्सक्लूजन, 4 थे। शुरू में क्या था, जो डिस्क्रिमिनेशन था उसके पीछे अलग अलग रीज़न थे, और उसका मेन रीज़न था रीज़न REZION, रीज़न, लैंग्वेज, कास्ट, क्लास। क्लास के बारे में हमने क्या बात की थी कि क्लास, अपर क्लास, लोअर क्लास, मिडिल क्लास। अच्छा, अब आजकल एक नया क्लास पैदा हो गया बीच में, कौन सा, अदर बैकवर्ड क्लास, ये भी पैदा हो गया। क्लास किसकी वजह से था, तो क्लास था किसकी वजह से, तो जिसके पास 3 चीज़ों का डिस्क्रिमिनेशन लैकिंग था। रिसोर्स, कौन कौन थे रिसोर्सेज, इकोनॉमिकल कैपिटल, सोशल कैपिटल एंड कल्चरल कैपिटल। इस चैप्टर का आउटलाइन ऐसे चल रहा था। फिर इसमें ये बात की थी कि मैनी पीपल फ्रॉम द मैनी रिफॉर्मर्स एंड वी स्टार्टेड द मेन लीड फ्रॉम द राजा राम मोहन रॉय, उन्होंने स्टार्ट किया। और राजा राम मोहन राय ने सारा जो काम किया उसके पीछे पीछे कौन कौन से, सत्य वो दयानंद सरस्वती, स्वामी दयानंद, उसके बाद ईश्वर चंद्र विद्यासागर, मुस्लिम्स में सर सैयद अहमद खान जिसने अलीगढ़ मुस्लिम यूनिवर्सिटी बनाया, सत्य शोधक समाज, ज्योतिबा फुले, इस तरीके के लोग उसके अंदर आ गए थे। तो इस चैप्टर का आउटलाइन था कि चैलेंजेज हमारे यहाँ क्या है कि मेनी टाइप ऑफ कल्चर वी आर कैरिंग, all are the diversified, but on the name of the national unity all are one. On the name of national unity only they are one, else all are diversified. Now after these all, an exclusion was mainly concerned, and it focusing over the Dalits, over the lower castes, even over the untouchability also. Untouchable are those people who are not been allowed in any of the event or the function, even not allowed to fetch the water from the public pond or public well, as well as not allowed to move on the public place where the upper caste are moving. Even in the part of humiliation they have been given a problem. The problem is what? The problem is they should not wear the bright colored clothes. So this type of exclusion and humiliation never be good for the anyone, isn't it? तो हम लोग इसीलिए इस पर आ गए। पहला क्वेश्चन पर ले रहे हैं, विच मेजर रिलीजियस कम्युनिटीज एग्जिस्ट इन इंडिया, कौन कौन सी मेजर रिलीज करती है, तो बोला मेनली 7 रिलीजियस कम्युनिटीज एग्जिस्ट इन इंडिया, हिंदूज 82%, मुस्लिम 11.6, बट आई एम नॉट अग्री विद दिस record, I'll tell you. Christian 2.3%, Sikh 2%, Buddhist 0.8, Zen 0.4, Parsis and other 0.4 almost. I would like to tell you, जब अभी आप पढ़ के आए थे किसमें, चैप्टर 2 में, कि 12.8% ट्राइबल थे, याद होगा, यू हैव बीन रेड कि 12.8% ट्राइबल्स थे, 12.8 करोड़, 8 करोड़, ये 0.4% कैसे हो सकता है। मीन्स रिकॉर्ड इट सेल्फ इज़ ह्यूमिलेटिंग इट सेल्फ, रिकॉर्ड खुद को ह्यूमिलेट कर रहे हैं। अब मैं अगर पूछता हूँ अगर सपोज कमिंग ऑनलाइन हियर एंड आस्किंग, हो सकता पुराना होगा, एस्टिमेटेड पॉपुलेशन ऑफ ट्राइबल्स पॉपुलेशन इन इंडिया, इट इज़ 16.2%। शेड्यूल ट्राइब कितना है, 8.2%, and the answer is given in your book is this. So I can say it need to be modified. Okay, if I am coming, please take. What is the percentage of Hindu population in India? It is
79.80%, according to some information I found on
Take it.
Wikipedia.
If I am taking percentage of Muslim population in India, 10.9%.
10.9%, according to some
Come on.
information I found on
So let's see
Wikipedia.
here. Second question: which major language is spoken in India? Mainly 22. Is out of this Hindi, Punjabi, Marathi, Konkani, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Kashmiri, Malayalam, Sanskrit, Gujarati, Bengali, Oriya, Urdu, Sindhi, Nepali, Manipuri, Assamese, Dogri, Santhali, Maithili, and Bodo. Apart from that, many dialects are there. What do you mean by the unity in the diversity? The meaning of unity in diversity is that all the people live with each other in peace and harmony, even if they have many differences among them. Well, many religions, many culture, many races are there. exist in country but they live amicably in the each other. This unity in the diversity cannot be seen in the anywhere else but in India only. So this answer is in two part is very clear to you. Well, why India is known as the museum? India is known as the house or the museum of the many races because many races live over here. Initially, Dravid people used to live over here. Then Arya people came over here. Later on, many other races entered India either by migration or invasion and settled. Slowly, all these races become a part of society. In this way, it has been the correctly said India is the museum of races. So you can consider from here only. So India is known because द्रविड़ पीपल used to शुरू में द्रविड़ एंड आर्यंस ही थे. आर्यन पीपल आर नोन एज द मेन ओरिजिनेटेड पीपल ओरिजिनेटिंग जो उसका जो ये था माइग्रेशन इन्वेजन. यू माइट हैव लर्न दैट वो जो था जिसका पाँव टूटा हुआ था क्या नाम था उसका तैमूर तैमूर लंग. ही अटैक्ड ऑन इंडिया मेनी टाइम्स फ्रॉम द 1526 when the Babur started establishing Mughal क्या बोलते हैं एम्पायर इन इंडिया. देयर आफ्टर दे फिक्सड हियर फॉर द लॉन्गर टाइम and now they are still alive here. So you can say whoever came from the other part of the world they resided and made this in India क्या what museum. How regional diversity saves ancient culture? We can say it is right, the regional diversity saves the ancient culture. If the culture of the whole country becomes the same, then importance of different culture will remain no more. Let's take an example. Go to the previous question. These people were maintaining their own culture. These people were maintaining their own culture. Okay, still I am trying to maintain my own culture. I am from this, I am from that. So ultimately, what I am maintaining, what I am preserving, this has been inherited by my parent, and that was inherited to my parent to by their parent. So the series is continuing from there. So we can say the ancient culture is being stored by the in the form of diversity, isn't it? Well, so next part is here. What is the regionalism? And explain the regionalism in the Indian context. Giving preference to one's own region and neglecting all other regions for the purpose of decision making. पहला हो गया अपने रीजन को क्या देना अलग प्रेफरेंस देना और दूसरे को ओवरलुक करना. सो दिस इज गिविंग इनकरेजमेंट टू वंस रीजन इज ऑल्सो द फॉर्म ऑफ रीजनलिज्म. ये भी आ गया. अब आ गया पीपल ऑफ द अदर रीजन्स आर कंसिडर्ड फॉरेनर्स. फॉर एग्जाम्पल माइग्रेंट्स ऑफ वन स्टेट आर डिफ्रेंशिएटेड फ्रॉम द अदर स्टेट. I would like to put one example for you. If you will go to the Manipur and the northeastern state, I am not exactly the victim of that, but many of my well-known persons who started business over there, they told that they have not been treated as their own people. They have treated as the outsider. They have treated as the outsider. Means they were only considering the person their own who belongs to their own region. So you can say this is the regionalism, isn't it? This is the regionalism. Okay. So I would like to tell you the question here. How can regionalism be removed? It can be removed with the help of certain steps like the making appropriate laws. What type of laws is required? That anyone can establish themselves in any part of the country. So what would be happening if they everywhere the mixed khichdi culture will there? So the regionalism concept will also go, isn't it? Let's take an example. I have shared many times with all of you that the section 370. What was that? You were not allowed to sit and stay in the Kashmir, but the Kashmiris were allowed to. Exactly. So you can say the Kashmiri has given the preference, but after removing this, now this is no more presently. I do not know about the future, but exactly this is steps to be taken. So what would be happening? The basic native people should not create a wrong picture of regionalism, and they should not make hashes for this. बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. Delhi is not the issue. अब तुमको एग्जाम्पल बता रहा हूँ. इन आसाम what happened in Assam is very near to the Bangladesh. Many of the people from the Bangladesh, a bulk from the Bangladesh shifted to the Assam. Now there are some Bodo people and some Muslim people and all this. So they want to make their own regional क्या बोलते हैं autonomy. It is not possible. And this concept is known as the regionalism, isn't it? This is known as the regionalism. This year a very big problem is going to start now. I would like to tell you and this has started from the Bihar. Now the CM of the Bihar and other people, they started asking about the census should be on the basis of what? The census should be on the basis of caste. I am not exactly able to understand. When I will understand, I'll let you know. कि what is that? हाँ? Kill him, kill him, kill him. कोई बात नहीं, no issue. आ जाओ. अब लिखो हाउ कैन रीजनलिज्म यहाँ पर आके बाय मेकिंग द लॉ बाय डेवलपिंग मीन्स ऑफ ट्रांसपोर्टेशन एंड कम्युनिकेशन बाय इंक्रीजिंग टूरिज्म बाय डेवलपिंग द कॉमन लैंग्वेज ऑफ द कंट्री एंड बाय मेकिंग प्रोग्राम ऑफ नेशनल यूनिटी एटसेट्रा. हाँ, बट दिस इज नॉट देयर ना. We are just saying, not doing anything. Ethically we need to do. I would like to share you a very small thing. The whole thing, that regionalism and all this came from the very क्या बोलते हैं, narrow-minded concept. It has been originated. Let's see that in the whatever is. Thank you very much, baby. In the Taliban, Sairam. In the tomorrow you have class. Okay, tomorrow you have class. I would like Taliban. Is it not the narrow concept? It's a very narrow concept. Why? If the entire world is moving towards the democracy, why are moving towards the क्या बोलते हैं, aristocracy or the monarchy sort of thing, isn't it? What does it mean? कि the concept creates its own problem because the some people supports it. If no one supports, it never been originated. Okay, come on. How regionalism become an obstacle in the way of the national unity? Well, in the regionalism, one region is being given priority, as I said earlier, in the Kashmir, and another region known as the foreign region. People of the other regions are differentiated. In this way, the feeling of equality and fraternity comes to an end, and the sense of the superiority of the one's region over other regions generates, which are the very big obstacle in the way of national unity. I am not criticizing to the Kashmiris, but long back I visited Kashmir and they said, like, are you Indian? Because the face was not matching. I thought they are Afghani. They said no, I am Kashmiri. I said this is not good. You are taking or using all the resources of India, and you are telling I'm Kashmiri. So this should not be. So what happened? There was the superiority concept. I have been given this special treatment to us. This concept came from the England. I would like to share you. In England, I have exactly, and I'm not known about the what is the reason behind. If any Afghani goes to the England, Afghani people, they give them visa and the fooding arrangement, lodging arrangement, all arrangement they give. I don't know why. I need to go on that because due to the lack of time, I'm not able to do the study of this. Many people from the Delhi also, they just shifted to London. Why? Because they are getting bread, butter and food, everything, सब कुछ वहाँ की सरकार दे रही है. I know, I don't know, it may be some sort of agreement they might had. It may be some very good work has been done by them. तो देखना एक बार ज़रूरी होगा, ठीक है. Now, how unity of the country be the maintained? One of the method of the maintaining the country is to adopt the sense of the nationalism. The main thing is here. You might heard in the 1979, sorry, 1789 in the France. What was their emphasis? They emphasized one language, one nation, one year, exactly one flag, isn't it? What happened in the Kashmir? Kashmir was different, all different. I do not go on that again. One of the methods of maintaining the unity of the country to adopt the sense of nationalism instead of the sense of regionalism. If we will try to protect the interest of our region, then the unity of the country would come into danger. Let's take an example. If the Punjabi people are telling we will not sell anything to India, I will sell all the wheat and all to the Canada and other country, what would happen? So the Indians, the other part of the India, they will also tell we will not allow anything to come inside. From where you will cross. Exactly. So what would happen? The feeling will there. इसलिए दिक्कत आएगी. But if we will take care of the country's interest by sacrificing our interest, so our interest should be sacrificed. Country's interest must be given priority, isn't it? Very good, girl. So that is to be. Now coming question 10, mention the geographical diversity of India. India is geographically diverse country. There are the high mountain and fertile northern plains and the desert which is in the west peninsular plateau region of the located in the central region and bordered by the coastal plains in its two sides. The island group of the Andaman Nicobar Island and Lakshadweep lie in the south. So these all are the geographical diversity. So we do not have the same type of land. We do not have same type of productive and fertile soil. In a different region, it has different. The question 11: which type of diversity exists in the India in relation to eating habits? Diversity in eating habits also exists in India. People of North India like to eat vegetables on the pulses with chapati, but the South Indian people like to use rice more in their meals. People of the coastal area like eating rice and the fish because the fish is easily available. Well, every region has its own eating habits. What is the importance of the language of the national unity? It plays in the very important role in the maintaining the national unity. A common medium of the communication encourages interaction among the masses. The common language, people of the different region can share their views, henceforth removing the regionalism. What is importance of language? Suppose I would like to share something to the South Indian people. They will not be able to understand me because they do not know Hindi. They know only the Tamil, Telugu, Kannada and Malayalam. So four languages there. Anyway, but exactly when they are like to come to share also, the same thing happens. We will not able to share it, is it? So what would be happening? Even if we are not able to share your ideas, how the development will take place? हो ही नहीं सकता है ना. लैंग्वेज बैरियर यू में से द कम्युनिकेशनल बैरियर में लीड टुवर्ड्स द क्या बोलते हैं बैरियर इन द डेवलपमेंट ऑल्सो इज इट वेल सो नो वट हियर लैंग्वेज प्लेज एन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल इन द मेंटेनिंग नो ए कॉमन लैंग्वेज people of different region can share their views henceforth removing regionalism. How is the national unification possible? For national unification necessary that people concentration on the national interest instead of their personal interest. If all the people, political parties, caste, regions, institutions start to work on the national interest instead of achieving their personal goals, that national unification can be attained. National unification means desh ek hona. I would like to bring you back where when the India got independence. Around 567 small states were working. You have learnt in your pol science also, and it has been given by the Britishers कि wherever you like you can join whether the India or Pakistan or you can stay independent also. So now some of the states compiled and just dissolved. I mean say associated with the Pakistan. Some were associated with the India. Some were not ready to associate with India. Whatever the reasons are there. So you may say what was that? It was the problem of national unification. National unification. देश एक होना चाहिए. But in the south when the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel who has been sent and he taken the work very completely and very concretely. But in the north Jawaharlal Nehru was not able to compile the whole thing. The problem was still lying with the Manipur, with your Kashmir and all nearby states. So I mean to say the problem was the national unification. So first the thing should have taken. What should have taken? What should have taken? That it should have taken that the national unity is first. Is it? So that I would like to tell you. For national unification necessary for that people concentration on the national interest instead of the personal interest. If all the people, political parties, caste, religious institutions start to work for the national interest instead of the achieving the personal goals, then national unification can be attained. Our politicians should think about national problem instead of the promoting regionalism for votes. Is it what were the evil consequence of the diversity? Religious fundamentalism. I would like to tell you about the Bengal. In Bengal, they are still not ready to speak in the Hindi. Okay, they are speaking in the what Bengali, Bengali only. Even in the क्या बोलते हैं election campaign also. if তোমাকে কলকাতা থেকে আসে তোমাকে বাংলা বলতে হবে कि तुमको अगर बंगाल में रहना है कलकत्ता में रहना है तो तुमको बंगला बोलना होगा. What it shows that there is the religious fundamentalism as well as regional fundamentalism. तुम उसको रीजनल बोल सकती हो. रीजनल फंडामेंटलिज्म कि भाई वहाँ पर if I am going to the Assam, if going to the south, they are not like to speak in the Hindi, they speak in the English or their own language. If we are able to speak the foreign language English, why you are not concentrating on the Hindi? It means this is your language barrier, or you can say the linguistic fundamentalism. I will say linguistic fundamentalism, original Fundamentalism. Exactly. Why you are promoting this? Okay, so religious fundamentalism is one of them. Mullah, Hindu, Pandit, वगैरह वगैरह. Social imbalance in the disorganization. Third is the conversion from the one to religion. In the chapter 2, you might heard in the sociology that the many of the tribal people has been either converted into Hindu or Christian. Christian missionaries, याद कर missionaries. Okay. Encouragement to the violence and conflict between the different religious community. You may see many times you will see in the newspaper that some Hindu fellow has been beaten by the Muslim and the Muslim fellow has humiliated or beaten by the Hindus. So this type of conflict, what these all leads? These all are the evil consequences of the religious diversity. Is it? Next I am coming, which are the major obstacle in the way of the national unification? First is the casteism, linguism, regionalism, as I said, just I discussed. Now communalism, that the communal rights, etc. That terrorism, as you know, the Kashmir was the one of them state. Still, the army has been given power. If anyone does wrong, shoot it. Okay. Now the problem is rising because of the Taliban's rise. What would happen? They might come to the Kashmir to attack. So the terrorism is there. Now the communal rights, Hindu-Muslim. You might heard about the 1994 rights between the Hindu-Sikh rights. Hindu-Sikh rights. इंदिरा गांधी वाला है ना. एट द सम ऑफ द मेजर ऑब्स्टेकल इन द वे ऑफ द यूनिफिकेशन. बिकॉज अब जो लड़ चुके हैं वो एक होंगे देश के लिए? नहीं होना चाहेंगे, नहीं होंगे. इन विच एरिया यूनिटी एग्जिस्ट इन इंडिया? कल्चरल यूनिटी इज देयर. लोग अपने कल्चर के प्रति, रिलीजन के प्रति है, जोग्राफिकल के प्रति है, लिंग्विस्टिक यूनिटी के प्रति है और सोशल यूनिटी के प्रति है. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय द कम्युनलिज्म? कम्युनलिज्म इज नथिंग बट ए आइडियोलॉजी दैट ट्राइज टू इनकरेज रिलीजियस आइडिया. धार्मिक चीज़ों को उभारता है. अब इन तालिबान व्हाट इज हैपनिंग? दे आर इनकरेजिंग रिलीजियस आइडियाज कि द गर्ल्स शुड नॉट कम आउट, गर्ल्स एंड बॉयज शुड स्टॉप स्टडिंग एट कोएड, द डिफरेंट स्कूल वुड बी देयर, मैंने मेनी थिंग्स आर देयर. तो ये उसको क्या करता है? इनकरेजिंग द रिलीजियस आइडियाज ऑफ वन रिलीजन अमंग द पीपल and the reject the undermines the idea of the other religious people. What is the constitution makers want to make India a secular state? The framers of the constitution wanted to make India a secular state because they were afraid of communalism. A number of religions exist in India and they did not want to give preference to any specific religion over others. They wanted to give equal importance to all religions for preventing any communal riot in society. Now, what is the meant by the caste system? It was the system of the division of society into the hierarchy. You heard, you might heard, and you learnt also. क्या था? Ascribed status and hierarchy, holism and hierarchy, acquired status and ascribed status also, and holism and hierarchy also. Entirely they are whole, but it is in the hierarchy Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudras. Okay, so here society hierarchy on the basis of their birth, occupation, eating habits were provided. Four major castes exist within the caste. वही चार थे. Was the unchangeable. Now, what is meant by the casteism? When politicians try to take advantage of the caste consciousness for electoral gains, then this process is known as the. जब राजनीतिक लोग इसका फायदा उठाना चाहते हैं, leaders of the particular caste always try to arouse the caste related consciousness among the people of the gather their votes. Even now, I would like to tell you, एक समूह को पैम्पर करने की कोशिश की जाती है, किसी ग्रुप को पैम्पर करने की कोशिश की जाती है कि अगर वो पैम्पर हो गया तो वो उसको वोट दे देगा तो वो जीत जाएंगे. शुद्राज को मुस्लिम्स को ज़्यादा है ना, मुस्लिम्स को ज़्यादा. अभी जो तुम याद करो ना, अभी 26 जनवरी व्हाट हैपेंड इन द न्यू दिल्ली, द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ द किसान. किसान इज़ नॉट द कम्युनिटी, किसान इज़ द ए प्रोफेशन, ऑक्यूपेशन. क्या किया? उन सबको भड़काने का कोशिश किया गया कि नहीं कि ऑल किसान शुड बिकम अगेंस्ट ऑफ द कंट्री, अगेंस्ट ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट. अगेंस्ट ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट मीन्स अगेंस्ट ऑफ कंट्री. आई वुड लाइक टू टेल यू, बिकॉज इंटायर कंट्री हैज सेलेक्टेड द गवर्नमेंट. ए इज इक्वल टू बी, बी इज इक्वल टू सी. इफ यू आर अगेंस्ट द सी, बी इज अगेंस्ट द ए. हो ही गया? नहीं हो गया? दैट वाज people are not understanding. So for their sake of their own selfish or own their benefits, they are doing it. Is it? This is impossible. Why I used to say again and again that there should be a management institute who should teach to politician what to do, what not to do, Yesterday I was talking to Apurva. Kyunki people are doing IAS and coming to becoming a district magistrate. Why development is not taking place? Because bloody they are just memorizing the name of the kings and the queens and all this. रट्टा मार रहे हैं but do not have any idea of the management. So when they are coming, उनको लगता है कि I will win this race by the बूढ़ा घोड़ा. एक बूढ़ा घोड़ा होता है उससे वो रेस कोर्स के जीतना चाहते हैं. कहाँ से जीत लोगे तुम? हाउ विल यू एबल टू डू? क्यों? पूरा स्ट्रक्चर तो पुराना है और काम तो नए तरीके से करना है. एंड गवर्नमेंट इज नॉट अलाउइंग बिकॉज द ओल्ड स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट इज रनिंग नाउ. So what would be happening? They will not able to manage this. So what would happen? The plan will kept in the file, and reality will never come outside from the file. He might have gone. It might have gone. I would go. Okay. Right, right. Two effects of the casteism in our society. Encouraging casteism is the major obstacle in the development of. Second, maybe national unity is the weakened due to the casteism because it arouses caste consciousness among the masses. Whenever the election comes, so what would be happening? Mayawati would come. कि Dalits should not vote to the BJP. BJP will tell कि Hindus should not vote to the other. Muslim, the Congress and other will tell Muslims should not vote to the Hindu party BJP. BJP will tell Muslim कि I will not do anything. So Hindus should come here. Exactly what is happening. This sort of casteism, this sort of barrier which has been created by the political party is ultimately the barrier in the national unification as well as development also. How caste system could be removed from society? The caste related laws should be properly implemented, not passing the law. Implementation. Politicians should stop making use of the casteism for their benefit. Strict actions must be taken against those who promote. Exactly, an intercaste marriage should be encouraged. What is the meant by the ascriptive identity? Just I said about the caste. Exactly. The identity which person gets by the birth cannot obtain through this ability known as the ascriptive identity. All questions are similar. What is nation? Give its definition. A nation is a type of the large scale community. Okay. A nation may be very small, a nation may be very big. I would like to tell you the question पूछता हूँ मैंने. Lowest geographical area of a nation. The smallest country in the world is the Vatican City, with landmass is 0.49 square kilometer.
Here is information from Statista.
Yes. This is world's 17th smallest countries. ये कंट्री छोटी सी है. इसका कंट्री का रेशियो कितना है? आधा किलोमीटर लंबा. हाँ, आधा किलोमीटर लंबा और आधा किलोमीटर चौड़ा. मात्र इतना ही बड़ा देश है. चर्च उसको कंट्री का दे दिया गया है ना. ये देखो. हाँ, हाफ किलोमीटर लंबा और हाफ किलोमीटर चौड़ा. सो आई जस्ट आस्क द क्वेश्चन अबाउट व्हाट. ओके, आगे इधर. सो आई सेड चर्च ही है. अभी देखते हैं. अब लिखा मैंने लिस्ट ऑफ द मोस्ट स्मॉलेस्ट कंट्रीज इन द वर्ल्ड. सी वेटिकन सिटी, प्रिंसिपलिटी ऑफ मोनाको, Tabulu, 10 smallest country. I would like to share you here. See, interesting fact that
Here's
I'm
a
sharing
summary
with
from
you.
traveler.com.au.
The Vatican
The world's
City.
10 smallest
Now,
countries.
Principality
Vatican
of Monaco,
City
this mini
State.
state of the French Riviera, state over the 2 square kilometer only. Okay. यहाँ से तुम्हारा ये उत्तम नगर वेस्ट जो है हम जस्ट बस आ गए. Entered over 2 square kilometer counting thanks to land reclamation, but packs in the world's densest population and surprising area of the sites, including a palace, cathedral, several delightful gardens. This is, yeah, this one is, no, this is not. This is, okay. I would like to share you a few things. Tabula, Tuvalu, sleepy Estorban, 3 island of the 6 atoms only mustered 26 square kilometer. Republic of the San Marino. This is the only founded in 30. This is 61 square kilometer. Okay. Principle of अब now see you can ये दिखाने के मूड में नहीं है, छोड़ दो. तो these are the smallest country that we would like to share with. तो मैं तुमसे क्यों शेयर किया ये चीज़? मैं बोला कि I was here कि नेशनल जो टाइप ऑफ लार्ज स्केल कम्युनिटी में भी जोग्राफिकल एरिया से कोई लेन देन नहीं है ना. It is a community of communities. Now coming the member of the nation share the desire to be a part of same political collectivity according to the Max Weber. A state is the body of that successfully claims a monopoly of force of the particular territory. उसी को केवल फोर्स करता है, बाहर कर नहीं. What is privileged minority? Privileged minority is the minority for whom many provisions have been made. As you can say, as what is in the clergy and the nobility. याद आ गया? Clergy and nobility. It was the privilege in India also. The exactly in India, Christian community has been given privileged. Minority has been given privileged. Okay, when any particular qualification is attached to a specific minority group, that group is known as the privileged minority. What is the sociological meaning of the minority? Sociological meaning of the minority is that member of the minority form a collectivity. It means they have a strong sense of group solidarity. They have a feeling of the togetherness. They have a feeling of the belongingness. This is linked to the disadvantage also because the experience of being subjected to prejudices if you belong to somewhere. Exactly. In somewhere in India, many places, apart from the northern India, many people feel कि जो सरदार peoples, सरदार जी जितने भी हैं वो बेवकूफ़ हैं उनके दिमाग में. So they are making very big jokes on them many times. So this is the prejudice only. A prejudice only. Because they say they have togetherness. Just last three questions, baby. What right does the right of the Information Act give to the citizens? To request any information to the government, to take copies of the document, to inspect document work and the records, to take certified samples of the materials. Exactly. I have done it. हाँ, for Apurva's number. हाँ, I have asked for the information and I obtained the copy also. And now state any two constitutional provision meant by the minority. According to Article 29, any section of the citizen of India having a distinct language, a script or culture of its own shall have the right to the conserve the same. And 30 says the all minorities based on the religion or language shall have to the right to the establish and administer educational constitution for their choice. So that's why the Christian schools, Kerala schools, Muslim madrasas has been created. Got my point? And there is no control of the government on them. That's why the Christian schools now charging very high fees because they are not coming under the Delhi government. They are having a special right of the minority. Is it? So, how are the privileged minority politically and vulnerable? Privileged minority is vulnerable because they are the demographic dominance of majority. Because being they are in the minority, so they have to face the dominance of majority if that majority is uneducated. Is uneducated और illiterate. अगर मेजोरिटी एजुकेटेड है तो क्यों करेगी उसको. एजुकेटेड आदमी कभी डोमिनेंस क्रिएट नहीं करता है. उसके लिए फेस द रिस्क ऑफ द मेजोरिटी कम्युनिटी विल कैप्चर पॉलिटिकल पावर. They feel that the all political right will be going in the hand of the majority, so they will have no more political power. The dominant majority uses the state machinery to suppress the religious or the cultural institutions they may be. So this is the 29 question I am sending to you and I am storing also. Thank you very much. So,